and today we're gonna crack the code on Starbucks Egg Bites. Let's get to the ingredients. Eggs. And a lot of recipes call for a lot of eggs. But if you're like me and you try to up your protein while keeping your calories down, you tend to prefer egg whites over eggs. But the yolks carry so much good stuff in them, you don't want to do a one-to-one replacement. So what I'm going to do is use a majority of eggs, and I'm going to supplement with egg whites. Cottage cheese. Most recipes call for 4% because 2% cottage cheese is too watery and it makes the egg bites a little bit too watery. I've done 4%, I've done 2%. My wife prefers 2%. I prefer 4%. So when I make egg bites, I usually make 2 batches, one with 4%, one with 2%. Starch. Cornstarch works pretty well. I prefer potato starch. I just think it tastes a little bit better and it binds everything together better. I guarantee you there are videos out there explaining the difference. Not a scientist, not a chef. I prefer potato starch. There's one more bonus tip to making these egg bites fluffy, and it's a water bath thingy. I don't know the proper term for it, but I learned it from watching the TV show The Bear. If you want your stuff coming out really nice and crispy, like the bread that Marcus makes in The Bear, you gotta have a tin of water in the oven and then it steams it. And so I'm preparing a tea kettle here at 200 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna put that at the bottom of the oven so that it steams when I'm cooking these guys, and we'll see how they turn out. You can tell me if you've tried it at home and if it sucks or if you love it. I'm currently heating up the oven to 350 degrees. We're gonna put all this stuff together, mix it up, put it in the silicone mold, and then stick it in the oven for 20 to 22 minutes and see what happens. How many eggs should you use? Most recipes call for anywhere from 7 eggs to like 18 eggs. I like 7 eggs, but like I said before, I also like egg whites for that added protein and smaller calorie count, so I'm gonna use 5 eggs. Three tablespoons of egg whites essentially is 1 large egg, right? So we're gonna use 6 tablespoons. Do I need to pre-mix this before putting it in the blender? Probably not, I don't know, it's just the way that I cook. Breakstone 4% cottage cheese. I've tried different kinds of cottage cheese, and I just don't like them. I like the small curd Breakstone. I don't know what they do, but whenever I get different kinds of cottage cheese, even if it's at like a restaurant, I can taste that it's not Breakstone, and I just don't like it. So I'm putting in a cup of cottage cheese. Different recipes call for different quantities of cottage cheese. Obviously, the more cottage cheese that you use, the more cottage cheese you're gonna taste. Salt and pepper. I don't put that in here. I put this stuff in here. When this stuff is done, then I add a little bit of salt and pepper. I'm not putting in any cheese or bacon or red peppers or onions or anything like that because these are just simple egg bites. You can modify them however you want. That's kind of why I don't like the Costco egg bites, because they already have like red pepper in them and stuff, and I just like the egg. Sometimes I like the cheese, but mostly I just like the egg, and they're rich enough to where you really don't need anything with them. I'm just gonna pulse it a couple times. You don't want it to get too crazy and too liquidy, so just a few pulses and you're good to go. Here's where the potato starch comes in. You'll see in my later videos that I use potato starch for a lot of Chinese dishes, like velveting chicken and making chicken teriyaki, that kind of stuff. A lot of recipes call for cornstarch instead. It's kind of like the staple ingredient. I've just switched out potato starch for cornstarch. You can do it 1 for 1, and you're gonna see a difference in the flavor of your food, I guarantee you that. But let me know in the comments if you think I'm wrong. We're gonna do a heaping tablespoon. You don't wanna do too much because that could ruin your food, but a heaping tablespoon for this amount of liquid, not so bad. There you see everything nicely blended together, but not too much. Now is where we put in the salt and pepper. I usually just eyeball it. It's probably enough. That's probably enough. I don't like my food too salty, so I usually undersalt because you can always add finishing salt afterwards, and that's even better because it brings the flavor out. Since I'm not blending it, I'm just gonna mix in the salt and pepper here. Why don't I blend it? I have no idea. Silicone baking muffin tin thingy. I like it. They pop right out. Still, a little bit of Pam never hurt anybody. Let's see how much this makes. This batch is making 9 muffins. I'm gonna fill these back 3 with a little bit of water. I've heard that that's what you're supposed to do if you have empty spots. It's probably so that the pan doesn't burn in there, but since they're silicone, I don't think they would. I don't know, I still do it. Here's the other thing you gotta do, because these puppies are ready to go in the oven. But I wanna use my hot water. It's kind of like a quick process because if it's hot and you stick it in there and you don't put the muffins in right away, you're not gonna get the full benefit of the steam. So I'm gonna work quickly. Ready? Go. Hey Google, set a timer for 22 minutes. Thanks, Google. I'll see you in the future. All right, and we're back. It's been about 22 minutes. We're gonna take these puppies out of the oven and see how they look. There you go. Perfect, simple egg bites that you can modify however you like. You can sprinkle cheese on them before you put them in. You can mix the cheese in before you bake it. Bell peppers, mushrooms, onions, whatever you want, chives on top. You can do so much with eggs that any answer is the right answer. One last thing, I'm just curious. Hey Google, how expensive are egg bites at Starbucks?
I'm not sure about the answer to your specific question, but according to yahoo.com, in store, these egg bites cost around $5.85, regardless of flavor.
So there you go. About $5 for one egg bite. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. We got $45 worth of egg bites here. We don't have $45 worth of ingredients. There'll be affiliated links. If you click on them and buy something, maybe I get a little bit of a kickback and I can make more egg bites. Here you go. Delicious egg bites. I'm gonna finish these off with a little bit of finishing salt. Now for my favorite part. I get to eat it. Look at that. See the steam, nice and fluffy. I can squish it and it doesn't fall apart. I'm telling you, that potato starch is holding this whole thing together. It's not too cottage cheesy, it's not watery, it's not too eggy. You're still getting all that good egg flavor even though we used egg whites. Come on. What I like to do after I put these in the fridge is right before I eat it, I stick it in the air fryer for about 2 minutes and it crisps it up and it's just beautiful. So that's how you make egg bites at home. We made about $45 worth of egg bites here. I think they're better than Starbucks because I can put whatever I want in them. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, hit subscribe, smash on the bell, and I'll see you next time in the Winer Diner.